Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We are broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios, brought to you by Extreme Exteriors. But that's not quite accurate, is it, Tony?
As I felt compelled to point out to you during the break.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so we are broadcasting live right now, but we are taping at an earlier time for the show on Sunday.
We're taping it live to be broadcast, a broadcast recording on Sunday.
Yes, we've changed the format a little bit to broadcast the show in this format, so people can't call us, and so
you can't call in live on Sunday morning.
Not right now, no.
No, but we do have a hotline at the office.
And what is that number?
That number is 952-224-2668. You can call that number, leave a recording with your question or with your comment or with your ideas for topics for us to discuss on the show, and we will take those recordings and bring them up at the next program.
At the next program, that's right. Okay, so don't call if you're listening to this on Sunday. Don't call in.
Don't
because
call the station. We're not here.
Whoever is there may want some company, so you can talk to whoever picks up the phone, but you won't be able to talk to any of us on the show.
That's right. The number is 952-224-2668 to record your question.
That's right, and then we'll deal with that later. And by the way, we also just want to share with our listeners here in the first hour. We've got a couple of great resources for you. One is a newsletter. It's called What's New. We have a new special State Fair edition that's coming out tomorrow, and it's yours free for the asking. Give us a call, 952-922-2500. Ask for Courtney, and she'll make sure that you start receiving your subscription. We have over 18,000 subscribers right now.
Wow.
And a lot of people have really appreciated that newsletter because a lot of the topics we cover, even others that we can't even get to on the radio show, are covered in full detail. A great resource for anybody on a board, thinking about being on a board, or just a member of a homeowners association.
And that State Fair edition of our newsletter is going to be available at the State Fair, right?
That's right. And that's coming up here just a couple weeks away now,
I know,
I think.
It's getting very close.
And those two shows will be broadcast live.
We're
those
appearing at the State Fair live on each Sunday, and you said, I think it's August 28th and September 4th.
Between 10 till noon, we would like to see our listeners there. Show up those who are there. There will be all kinds of great prizes, gifts that are going to be given away, even for those that call in for our questions. We've got a couple of great things we'll be doing. We're going to be doing a game show called Are You Smarter Than a Property Manager? We have the Extreme Hour, other things. It's just going to be wonderful.
And you'll find us at the AM 1280 Patriot booth on Machinery Hill.
That's right. Well, let's get into this next story. This is with the New Jersey State Supreme Court. And I know people probably don't want to hear about this because this dealt with last winter and when there was snow on the ground. Kind of hard to imagine right now.
Yeah.
But this is a condominium association in Hoboken, New Jersey. And what happened was a gentleman was walking by the Skyline Condominiums building, and he ended up having an accident that occurred. Slipped, fell, twisted an ankle, a knee, because there just 3 days previous there was a 27-inch snowfall.
Wow.
That had descended upon the city.
He didn't fall in 27 inches of snow, though. It says the sidewalk was icy.
That's right.
Okay.
But there was a 27-inch snowfall, a lot of snow to remove. And as anybody who lives in this frozen tundra knows, that when you have that kind of snow and then the next couple of days things warm up a little bit, things are going to melt and things are going to be icy. What's interesting in this case is this guy wanted to sue everybody. He named the homeowner association. He named the city of Hoboken. He named the property management company. He named the snow removal company. And I think anybody that was probably just looking at the sidewalk too.
During that month.
During that month, yes. And So when someone does it, and of course we know that anytime there's a lawsuit, that's typically what's done.
Sure, yeah.
People want to name everywhere.
Well, yeah. In case the association doesn't have any money, perhaps the management company will have some money.
And I know that's a strategy that's used, but I got to tell you,
it's common.
I got to tell you that just personally, I don't like that at all. I mean, if someone has wronged you, and you felt that they've been wronged, that's what our civil court system's for. Take that person to court, see what's decided.
Yeah.
But just indiscriminately name everybody that you can think of, that's just not right, just in order to try and grab onto some money. I don't like that. Never have. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I've tried to put myself in the shoes of someone who's been injured or who's had a loved one injured. And in this case, these entities that he included in the lawsuit all have some responsibility to this property. It's not like he just arbitrarily picked the shop next door or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
mean, the association, the management company, the snow removal company, maybe the city of Hoboken was a stretch, but I understand it, and I think if I were in that pain or really upset, I would probably do the same.
Okay,
just to be honest.
Well, in whatever the case was, the judge who listened to this this lawsuit said the homeowner association was not responsible. The only person that they ended up putting some responsibility on was the snow removal company.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were saying that this condominium complex was not responsible for the state of the sidewalks where it was located.
And I don't know. And I suppose the judge heard all of the story. But the one thing that goes off in the back of my mind is maybe it's not the vendor's fault as well. What if it was the case where the homeowner association said to this vendor, sanding and salting is extra. We know that. That's above the contract.
That's common, yep.
And they said, you're not going to do it unless we give the okay. And so someone on the board says, we're making a decision and we're not going to allow you to sand and salt.
Just whenever you feel like it.
So, and if that's the case, is the vendor responsible? I would say no.
Yeah.
Because they're just following the direction of the board of directors, the association.
Right. That's
and the same thing with the management company. They're under, they are to be obedient. They're under the direction and authority of the board well. But then what's interesting in this case, and this is what I thought was convoluted and what we needed to talk about, was here the judge said the association is not responsible at all. But can you understand his logic?
No.
In this?
Why is the association not responsible?
Oh, and he said here, our decision consistently reflects that residential property owners stand on a different footing than a commercial owner of a commercial building who have the ability to spread the cost of the risk through the current activities of the owner. So in other words...
So his decision was based on the fact that this was a residence and not a commercial business.
Yes. Well, again, we're not talking about responsibility and who should be responsible.
Right.
Somehow there's this notion, well, if it's a business... we all know,
you can sue a business.
They just pass on all that money. They still get their
expenses.
They get their profits all the time. And I mean, how many? If that were true, you would not have any businesses going under.
That's right.
But
and your costs would never go up.
Exactly. And so, to me, that is just confusing logic altogether.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, to me,
they're assuming. So it sounds like if this were a rental property, where it was owned by a landlord or by a corporation, it might be decided this is a business entity, but it's okay to sue them and okay to hold them responsible because they'll make up their losses in raised rents. Spread out among all the properties they own.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's the idea. So the idea is that you don't have to you can always stick it to a business,
man. Well, or even more simply, we are not going to sue the owners of a residence because they don't have as much money. They don't have that much money. But we will sue the owners of the business because we perceive them to have a lot more money. So then the decision is being based upon how much money you have.
Yes. And again, that's what happens in lawsuits, because it's about attaching something to find someone somewhere somehow that is responsible, because the end result is someone needs money, instead of realizing that maybe there is no responsibility
no culpability
here
at all.
Yeah.
And that's a very good point, because we know how fast ice can form. Mm-hmm. Like you said, if I wake up this morning and it's 35 degrees, what snow is left on the sidewalk is going to start melting. And then
by 6 p.m., guess what?
It's 25 degrees. Mm-hmm. There's ice. Sometimes in the matter of minutes, ice forms. So how can any entity make sure they're always treating ice?
Whatever happened to the idea of someone to be, there was in buying something, it was buyer beware. But where was there the personal responsibility to check on things yourself? I mean, when I had...
Am I not responsible for walking down the street myself?
Exactly.
I mean, if someone willfully stuck his foot out the door and tripped me, okay, then I might have a lawsuit.
Yeah. If we're talking about the association was digging a hole for doing some repairs and didn't put any cones up to let people know, and there you go. Yes, I can see things.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know in this particular case. There's just so many other things.
Yep.
And the judge, boy, I just don't understand that kind of thinking at all. Well, we'd like to know what you think. Boy, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you, or give us an email. You can email me at gene@ncmgi.com.
Or you can call us and leave a message at 952-224-2668.
And if you have any comments on that, we will share those on next week's show. Well, let's take another break, and when we come back, we're going to deal with this very interesting case where an HOA has homeowners that are suing board members and getting them out from under that shield of protection of the corporation of the Homeowner Association. Only here on Where You Live with Gene and Tony, back after this.